So as Michael just noted, that this is our local control accountability plan. It is 54 pages, and it is difficult to read. It's better though. We're making progress in the state. It's better than last year. Now that I'm familiar with it, I can read it pretty well, but I can see that it would be confusing. So I think, this is definitely available. It's been in the office since June 1st, available to the public. It's also been posted on our website. If anybody wants the full copy, I will make sure I email that to you. But for discussion purposes and for simplification, I'd just like to go over this 9-pager that I put together that summarizes what our goals are, what our actions are, so what actions and services we put into place in 14-15, what our progress was, or progress that could be measured. In some cases, we aren't able to measure the progress yet because it's a 3-year goal. But on every single one of these goals, I do have something to report. And then what's new for 15-16. Also, how much we're planning to spend. So goal 1 is that students will be proficient in the English language within 3 years of attending school, and that the Common Core state standards will be implemented for all students. So what we did is we increased our EL teacher by 20% this year, and then midway through the year we realized a need for another 20%. So total, we've increased that teacher 40%. And this is since I've been here, we've had 3 CELT coordinators. CELT is the California English Language Development Test. We've had 3 coordinators in 3 years. So she has confirmed that she's coming back next year, and I've confirmed that I want her back next year in that role. So we're hoping that she will go to more training, and she can take our program to new levels. So this is a 3-year goal. So we're hoping that we're going to be able to, 2 years from now, we're going to identify students that were in our program at this point, 14, 15, and in 2 years from now, they will be proficient in the English language according to the CELT test. And we do have some data that we can look at. We had 14 students take the test last year. 7 categories were achieved in the proficient level. This year we had 9 students, and nine categories were achieved. So there is, the ratio of categories to tests, of categories to students is better. And then the Common Core standards have been implemented. We have adopted a new textbook, and we have been moving forward with some writing assessments as well. We really are going to start diving into English language arts and writing as far as the Common Core goes.
Are those all K-8 students, these CELT kids?
Nope, they're
You have some high school kids?
Yeah, I believe we have 3 in the high school level. And for 15-16, we're going to continue our program. We're going to continue at that 40% level. So goal 2, and interrupt me anytime. Goal 2 is that we will have fewer students identified for specialized academic instruction, that's special education services, by 3rd grade. So we really want our RTI program to intervene where necessary. So we've increased RTI teachers, our SLP, classroom aides. This is really one that it's going to be hard, again, for us to measure. But for under progress, I think under all of these, I could say that, except one, that they have been implemented. So just having a person is making a difference in our classrooms there. And then some of the data we'll be gathering. And what's new for next year is that we are going to increase aid time and functionality. We're going to continue with our speech teacher at that same level, maintaining other aids, and then now that we're taking the Smarter Balanced Assessment, we're going to start measuring how we do for our low-income students. Historically, the low-income students typically don't fare as well on standardized assessments.
On this one, I understand what the goal is, but the way it's written there, it sounds like maybe this district is trying to not identify special ed students. And I know that's not what you're trying to do.
Interesting, yeah.
But I wonder if there's a way to word that where you could say increase RTI rather than decrease special ed ID. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, I like that. That makes sense.
Because otherwise it looks like we're sort of
Sure, it could be
subverting
perceived that way.
a system.
Or replace identified with qualified.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, that's another good one. All right. Good.
And then the budget expenditures have all to do with salaries, right?
Yeah.
On that.
This one, yep.
What's the total LCAP this year? What, 270?
That we are required to.
That's included in all these goals. I didn't total it, I just
Well,
wanted.
the required amount that we're supposed to spend on our supplemental funds, so our low income and EL and foster youth is 270,000. No, 263,456.
So you've
And
got,
but we're spending 270.
and most of it's right here in the school.
Well, it's that's where we would have to dig into the LCAP. Some are allocated for those students, and some are generally funded for all students. Total, Sally, that's Sally.
So the total that we're
Yeah.
spending on the whole LCAP?
Yeah.
755,064.
So 400 some thousand is funded for all students. Yeah. All right. So goal 3. We're going to hopefully involve more parents of low-income and EL students in our schools. And this was the implementation of the School Smarts Academy, which we did. We had an average of 16 parents coming. 25% of them, so 4 of them were identified as low income. We had 0 EL students, parents of EL students come. So we'd like to do the program again next year, but we're going to do a better job of outreach to those targeted families. Personal phone calls, meetings potentially, and really getting more of a diverse group into those meetings. But it was a successful program overall.
So if I was a parent of a not low income or not EL, I might feel left out in this goal too. And I know you're doing it because you have targeted audiences, but could you just add something about all parents, but specifically target low income, just to like not say, oh, we're just really concerned about your ELs and your SPED kids parents or your low income parents.
Okay.
Just to, I don't know, just to be
Good
more
point. Maybe
inclusive.
It's just for.
Just to feel more
Yeah.
inclusive, even though
Sort
the
of
doc,
say what the budget says, which is the 400 and something thousand. Those that is of the 700.
yeah, maybe.
Okay. Goal 4 is to increase the number and variety of elective opportunities. So last year we increased our personnel. We had some new elective offerings in addition to a PE teacher. And we're going to continue to offer diverse electives. The same levels. Goal 5 is to reduce the number of suspensions and office referrals. And this is where we didn't do a couple of things here, and that's okay. As long as we note that and we have a plan to do something different. But you'll see that we wanted to work with a PBIS consultant. We hired a head teacher. We were going to hire a PBIS leader at the high school challenge day. Some of these things were done. You can see that we had challenge day. We had a head teacher. We did not hire a high school PBIS leader or a mentoring coordinator, but we are planning on doing both next year. So in 2013-14, there were 2,972 behavior tracking forms at the K-8 school.
So that dollar sign is not appropriate.
It's not. Oops.
Can I ask you,
Well, good, but that's not in the LCAP. That's just in my form. Good.
what's the acronym PBIS?
PBIS is Positive Behavior Interventions and Supports. It's a school-wide behavior program, and many schools are doing that. And that number seems pretty high, but you know, the K-8 school has done a really good job of documenting every single behavior incident, so we can gather quality data, where behaviors are happening, when, who, what was done before the student was sent to the office, and so I'm curious to see the 14-15 data, which will be out very soon. So next year we're planning on, as you can see, the hiring a lead aid position, an additional special educator, and having a behavior expectations coordinator that may change. And then challenge day is something that we would like to do in 3 years, once every 3 years.
This is another little nitpicky, but could you say increase positive student behavior and decrease to make it a more positive spin rather than
Sure,
just decrease?
sure.
Because then it makes it sound like our kids are all bad.
Yeah. Definitely. All right. Goal 5. 6. 6. Yes, 6. Sorry. Increase the number of students who are enrolling in college. So this is one where Liz Newkirk, our guidance counselor, gave me these numbers for 13, 14 students. I'm assuming small town, small community. We all know where these 14 are employed. It adds up to 41. So that's how I assumed that data was gathered. But the other thing that I would like to add for 15-16, starting this year, is that we are going to make a better attempt at gathering contact information for all of our graduates, so we can track not only are they getting into school, but are they succeeding at these 2- and 4-year schools and certificate programs. So we'd like to track them more. It's not just preparing them to get in, but to succeed there. Another big one is that we're doing a freshman seminar for all freshmen. This is something that Mendo College is. I just talked with Kathy about this. Mendo College is doing this for, you got that too, Michael, for Fort Bragg. That's appealing to me to involve them in that class in the future. So maybe we'll see how it goes up in Fort Bragg and really push for that in the future. All right. Goal 7 is increase math achievement. This one we were not able to hire a math teacher leader, but we did adopt a new textbook, a new math program for K-5, and we will be hiring a math teacher leader to help with some local assessments and just articulation through the grade levels next year.
And what's that $639?
That's the.
Because that's really not the adoption of the textbook.
No, this is for next year. That's what the stipend of the math teacher leader would be.
Oh, okay.
All right, so goal 8. This one had to do with technology resources within the district, and I was informed that I should probably rewrite this goal to encompass what it should say, and that is access basic educational services. So you can see on the bottom, I'm gonna rewrite that goal to include standards in line instructional materials, facilities in good repair, and teachers correctly assigned to their subject area. We covered that through our data gathering and progress. You can see. Well, no, I didn't put it in here, but it is in our LCAP that we do have facilities in good repair. I noted in the LCAP what the score was for each facility. Also, we didn't have any teachers misassigned. And I sent out a survey to teachers, and 65% of them said that their proficiency using technology increased this year. We had one teacher decrease, so I talked to that. Unfortunately, it was anonymous, so I'm hoping it was they misread the survey. So, interesting.
There was an email went around earlier this week about helping to support K-8 laptop purchases.
I think that was a part of the project-based learning this week. Our middle school students are all doing a project.
Oh, so it was
And I
for
think
a project?
This was a project that some students, I read that too. And
Because I was wondering, like, gee, seems like the place right here.
right. So they're going to be presenting their projects
Okay.
tomorrow. Yeah. we would really like, we're gonna, actually, we're gonna try and see how many parents are using the parent portal by determining how many hits the parent portal gets. So that might be a good indicator of who's using it, not who's using it, but how many people are using it. And our job now is to become more consistent with it. I know that Gail and Kim have really expressed an interest in having all of their teachers consistently use the parent portal. Parents have also commented on that, and students. That was one thing that was pretty common during my stakeholder meetings, that consistent use of the parent portal. It is a valuable tool, so we need to make sure we're using it consistently.
So that includes things like the teachers putting up homework assignments and the parents checking them to make sure that their kid is doing it.
Grades, absences, tardies.
All right, and goal 9. We have to cover foster youth services. We hired a counselor, additional counselor, and she is our foster youth liaison and homeless liaison. Midway through the year, we lost our foster youth students, so we currently don't have any. Those services were being offered, and resources were being used, but this is one where we have to have that service, and we're going to maintain that service for next year.
So, Jason, is there an opportunity to compare our goals with goals of other districts, both in the county or other districts like us, that are in the basic aid situation?
Yeah.
So we know that we're somewhat in the same ballpark as everybody else is?
Sure, I can. They're posted, they're public documents. I can look into that. Find a couple schools that are similar. I mean, Point Arena's right down the road. They're similar size and basic aid. I met with the assistant superintendent at MCOE and ran our entire LCAP by him, and he checked off all the boxes to make sure that we had all of the required actions in there, or it addressed all the priority areas and all the goals. But that's a good idea. So maybe I can do that and share that again on the 18th.
Sure.
Should give me enough time to do that.
If you had another 20 or 50,000 just fall out of the sky, which goal would you hit more?
Well, this might be something that we end up changing next year, but I would like to hit writing. I would like to change the math goal to a English language arts or writing goal, and invest more money in writing instruction, or even professional development. That's where I would do. So, we chose math, and we can change that.
Our math scores have been consistently at a lower level than our
Right.
language schools. That was one of the reasons why we've had a K-12 emphasis on math.
Right. I'd be curious now to see how those translate to assessment results.
Do we get assessment results this year?
We get, we won't get full results until August, I believe, but we will get results.
Have they started coming in already?
They have, yeah. We don't have individual results, but we can start seeing how our, I know that our third graders, 50% of them were proficient. And so I remember back when they first came out, I looked there. I have not looked recently, but we can get group numbers now.
Any other questions regarding the LCAP?
This is approved at the county level? Is it also approved at the state level, or?
I believe just at the county level.
I think it only goes to the state level if the county finds it sufficient. And then there are various remediation opportunities. One of them is through FICMAC, and the other is through some panel that hasn't even been set up.
So over the next 2 weeks, I'm going to submit this back to the county. I'll make those changes that were suggested tonight, and then on the 18th, it will be formally adopted.
So, I'm going to close the hearing on the LCAP.